Alright, what is going on, guys? So as you can see from the title and this box, I ended up picking up a Browning BuckMark 22 LR pistol. This is kind of going to be just an overview video, give you guys some porn. I know what it's like when you're in the market. I know what it's like when you have your gun in the 10-day wait, whatever day wait your state is. Mine is 10, California, sucks. But yeah, so I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of porn. I know there's not that many videos like there is for the 2245 and other very popular guns. I personally didn't even know this gun existed until just recently shooting one and then doing my research when I actually figured, why don't I buy a 22 LR pistol? So I'll go ahead and open it up. As you can tell, like with most modern handguns, it comes with a hard case. When you first open it up, you're going to see that you get your fired cases, you get your very slim basic manual. Comes with your gun, a lock, and a magazine. The magazine's already in there, it's not loaded, do not ship. So I'll go ahead and get this ISO out of the way. This seems to be an older Browning because the boxes that I've seen on the reviews tend to be a little bit different, and they have a little slip in there for the manual and stuff like that on the top lid. I don't have that, so I don't know, maybe this is an older BuckMark. I'll kind of go into a little bit of details of that in a second. But there it is. This is the Camper UFX, which is basically, as far as I know, this is their standard base model. This is as low as it goes. Still a great pistol for the value. I have shot their UFX, which is, or no, this is the UFX. The like UDX, which is like their high-end, pretty much the competition target pistol that Browning makes. Very nice pistol, loved it. Again, I didn't even know these guns existed besides the 2245 for dedicated 22 pistols until I ended up shooting that gun. I was really impressed with it. Did some more research. Again, I figured, why don't I buy a 22 pistol finally? Even though this ammo crisis is probably one of the worst times to buy this gun. Probably why I got this gun for the price that I did. But I decided, why not get one? Yeah, so I ended up getting this off of somebody used. Technically it's new, like most of my guns, it's new used. This gun was not new from the gun store. This is a private party sale. I ended up getting it off a guy who got it off of a guy who was supposedly the original owner that never fired it and was supposed to give a payment for a trade that they were going to do, and ended up trading this instead of the cash. The guy ended up taking it. He doesn't have any 22. He can't get any 22, so he ended up selling this. I ended up getting this for around 300 bucks. Pretty good deal for these. These average about $350 to $400 at gun stores new. I already inspected it. It looks like it hasn't been fired at all, except for the factory shots. It has a lot of the factory grease and stuff in there. If it has been fired, it's less than 100 rounds. It looks brand new. The gun's on the up and up. Even if he shot it, again, I don't care. It's going to get shot plenty as long as I can find the ammo for it, which is pretty hard to do right now, but I'm getting lucky and I'm getting ammo every now and then. Anyways, so let's get to the gun. Again, I ended up opting for this over the 2245 and MarkIII. I was actually a really big fan of the 2245. That was pretty much the only main 22 LR pistol that I even knew about. Again, until I shot this gun. This gun is outstanding. I think it's a little better as far as the base models. I feel it's a little better than the 2245 in a lot of aspects. I still have a lot of respect for the 2245. I'm not dissing it at all. It's a great pistol, but I do believe, for the bang for the buck, I do believe that the BuckMark has a lot more to offer. To start off with, it's a very comfortable, very solid gun, just like the 2245. If you guys can't tell, this is going to be a major comparison with the 2245 because that is pretty much the staple of 22 guns. Again, I didn't even know this one existed except for the 2245. But it's a very comfortable gun. I'm not a fan of the finger grooves. Well, I wasn't until I held it. It's actually very comfortable. I figured they get in the way. They don't. I have kind of scrawny fingers and have plenty of room, so meaty hands will fit on this grip very well. I figured the plastic would be kind of cheap on the UFX model, which is their base model, but it's very comfortable. The difference between this and the 2245 to start is the frame is actually aircraft grade aluminum, where the 2245 is polymer. To some people that makes a difference. Personally, doesn't make a difference to me. It's just a nice feel that it's metal. Again, I don't really care if it's polymer or steel, metal, whatever, as long as it works. The magazine, we'll pretty much just go from the bottom to the top. This is one of the main reasons why I went with this over the 2245. As you can tell, the magazine shoots out of there. This still has the magazine disconnect. It just rockets the magazine out of there. Most of you guys know the 2245 only goes out to there and you kind of have to dig it out. I'm not really a fan of that. Again, the grip is very nice. The grip on the 2245 is nice as well. I don't believe this is the same grip angle as the 2245, but it does have a very natural point of aim. Very comfortable in the hand. Again, just a very solid pistol, very comfortable. Another thing that I kind of opted for this over the 2245, as most of you guys know, the 2245 has little buttons for the controls. Not that those are bad. They work when you need them to. You kind of have to adjust your hand and kind of dig in there. Again, they work. This isn't going to be like a self-defense, like a home defense pistol. 99% of these I think all of them should be used, but 99% of these are going to be used for target practice and just all around fun guns. I don't recommend this for home defense or self-defense, but if you feel comfortable using it, go for it. I see a lot of guys complaining about the controls on these guns, about how you can't engage it tactically and super fast, and it's not very comfortable. You have to move your grip around. Again, you're just shooting paper. It's just a stupid complaint to have. One of the main complaints with this gun, the Browning, is that you have to adjust. It's not that easy to engage it. It's very easy to disengage, but to engage you kind of have to move your thumb around. Again, this isn't a tactical pistol. You shouldn't be doing that anyway. But again, this is the base model. So even the base models come with the extended paddle design levers, which I really like. Again, the Ruger has the buttons. Again, the Ruger 2245, I respect the gun. The little buttons do work. This is a little bit nicer, a lot easier to grab and get a hold of. Again, the magazine shoots out, which is a plus for me. I didn't like that on the 2245. Takedown is a breeze. For maintenance and cleaning, basically all you have to do is open this up, get a toothbrush, scrub that out, bore snake the barrel, do a little bit of the breech face, and you're pretty much ready to go. The 2245, this has a pretty much a blowback spine block that pretty much is your bolt. The 2245 has a main body with a bolt inside of it, so you kind of have to take that apart. Another disadvantage why I didn't like the 2245 over this, again, this is simple and easy. There's pretty much no disassembly required. The 2245 is a pretty tasking, pretty difficult takedown and assembly. I didn't like that you have to put the magazine in, you have to line a bunch of parts up right, you have to pull the trigger. It just seems like just a lot of petty stuff to clean the gun and disassemble the gun. It's not bad. I just thought it was just kind of petty. It's just a really bad design as far as takedown. Another thing that I did like of the Browning BuckMark is that their base models actually come with adjustable rear sights. The 2245 I think has a fixed blade, like a V blade on their base models. Their higher end ones have the adjustable sights, which kind of sucks. Again, even the lowest model to the highest model of the Browning BuckMark has the adjustable target sights, so that's again a good value. If you do want to take it apart and clean this completely, you get the Allen key and you take this rail off. Pretty much you unscrew these two screws, take the rail off, the block comes right off, and you're good to go. If you want to go even further, just use the Allen screw for this, and you can take off the barrel and you pretty much have it about 90 to almost 100% of the way taken down. The Ruger is a lot more difficult. Again, just the standard disassembly is probably harder than that by itself. The camper model comes with the standard black, just black front sight. It does use the same exact front sight as the Ruger 2245 does. You can get those replaced with the fiber optic sights. The higher end models of the Browning and both the 2245 come with fiber optic sights if you want that option. The 2245 actually is designed where you pull the bolt back here. Works really good. This one is actually designed the same. It does have these like skeletonized grooves, but the only downside to this gun, which is what I'm going to go over right now, is as you can tell, the sight is actually wider than the block itself. So when you try and rack it over the top, which is what I'm used to, you end up grabbing the sight, and you end up pulling on the sight instead of the slide. So what you have to do is come from the back, just like the Ruger. So it looks like it would be easier to pull from the top, but it's not, at least on the camper model. Their higher end models do have don't have this little cutout right here, and you can grab it from the top. The profile is actually wider than the sights, so you can pull that back. But again, this is just their base model. This kind of looks cool to some people. I'm more function over style. It's not bad. Again, just do the same thing as the Ruger. You can get a good grip on it, but coming over the top isn't really going to work. You're going to end up grabbing the sight. So, and the sights, it's locked in there solid, so don't think that if you pull on the sight, you're going to click it out of adjustment. But as far as grabbing this particular model over the top, it's not going to happen. It's a 5.5 inch barrel, bull barrel. The higher end models do have the flat face or flat-sided target barrels, I guess. They're actually heavier or more rigid, and I think they're lighter. But it's a longer barrel with the target ones, but because the slide is shaved off, it's actually lighter with more rigidity. This is still a great barrel. Shoots very good. The muzzle has a pretty decent crown on it. Again, comparable to the 2245 with the circular profile barrel and the crown. Pretty on par with the 2245. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be the overview. It's a very solid gun. I didn't even know this existed again. But once I did my research, the entire gun just seems more, at least for the base models, seems like a better investment than the 2245. And I can't believe I almost forgot. But the main reason why I chose this, well, including all that stuff that I just went over, mostly, but the Browning BuckMark actually has a far more superior cleaner braking trigger than the 2245. Again, I'm still a fan of the 2245. I have great respect for that gun. I might even get one in the future. I don't know. I maybe doubt it because I'm actually becoming a big fan of the Browning right now. But the trigger is so much cleaner when it comes to the brake, the slack, the take up, and the pull for the BuckMark over the 2245. As most of you guys know, the 2245 doesn't have the best trigger in the world. It's a good trigger. It's still a great gun. Again, all around, I still love that pistol. But the trigger on the Browning BuckMark is a lot better. I'm not gonna say leaps and bounds. It's kind of pushing it, but if you guys would ever shoot one, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a lot better than the 2245. But overall, I'd say it's a great comparable handgun. If you compare the tit for tat, I guess, with the 2245, like I did, I see the BuckMark as a better value than the 2245 is. But as far as being just great 22 pistols, I would recommend either one. They're both great pistols. Again, the 2245 just having a little bit more cons than pros than the BuckMark. The BuckMark actually has a lot of pros versus cons. Pretty much the only con I have right now is this particular slide. Other than that, this gun is pretty much perfect for everything I could think of doing with it. But I haven't shot this particular gun yet. It's supposed to be a really reliable gun. I didn't have any issues when I fired my friend's gun. Another thing too is it looks very similar, but these do not use the same magazines as the 2245. Supposedly, a lot of people say that they're better than the 2245 magazines because they hold them at a more consistent angle than the 2245. I haven't tested this or looked for it really. Both guns seem to be about as reliable as each other, but these do use different magazines and supposedly are better. I personally never had too many issues with the 2245 magazines, so I'm not really going to speak on that. But yeah, that's just going to be the Browning BuckMark. I'll go ahead and focus up and give you guys some close-up porn. But this is actually going to be a fun gun for me. So I'm actually really excited that I ended up picking this up. And hopefully soon I'll get some range footage with this gun in particular. But if you guys are looking at the Browning BuckMark, I highly recommend it. If you're looking at the 2245, I also highly recommend it. But I would recommend you look at the BuckMark, especially if you're going for the lower end models like the camper or the standard 2245 model. Definitely look at the BuckMark. It's a great value, a great pistol, and yeah, that's pretty much going to be about it. I'm going to close it out and just say, as of right now, I love this gun. So, have a good night, guys. Take it easy. So there's a couple more things after I close out the video that I kind of missed that I wanted to put back in the video. Another reason why I kind of didn't like the 2245 is the MarkIIIs. I think it's just the MarkIIIs. I don't think the MarkIIs had it. They have the loaded chamber indicator. I'm not a fan of any gun that really is putting those on. I don't like that a lot of companies are putting that on. I know it goes to the compliance of a lot of state laws, but I think that is just retarded. I hate that. Another thing I wanted to point out is this kind of goes for points to Ruger. Ruger actually includes the top rail to go ahead and throw it on and then give you a rail space for an optic. Optics on 22 pistols and 22 rifles are actually a lot of fun. It lets you maximize the pretty much the pistol altogether. Anybody that's shot a 2245 or any 22 pistol with a red dot optic on it knows it's just like it's a shit ton of fun. Again, it just maximizes the pistol or the gun in general because you can just light up your target, stay on target with no recoil. Again, Ruger includes the rail with the gun. As you can tell, this one does not. It has its own factory rail with the rear sight. They do have about a $40 option, $30 to $40 option, where you can actually replace this entire rail. All you do is take off the Allen keys and throw on the rail, and then obviously screw it on. Takes minutes. And throw on a pick and tenny rail on there if you want to add an optic. You do lose your rear sight. They do have, I think Tactical Solutions or somebody like that has a full rail with a backup iron sight built into the rail, but that's about $80. A little bit more tactical than I need. Again, this is going to be a battle pistol or anything like that. I don't need a backup iron sight. If my optic goes down, I'll just unscrew it and replace the factory rail that's already on here, and go ahead and get it to go. Again, just the loaded chamber indicator kind of sucks, but a plus for the 2245 that they include the rail. This one you do have to buy it aftermarket, so that's another con, I guess. Again, the 2245 comes with 2 mags. This one only comes with 1. The magazines are about, you can find them for about 25 bucks. We usually average for about $30 to about $40 depending on where you shop. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I don't know, I just want to add in too that I noticed that, again, why I think it's a better value than the 2245. Out of the box, I think the Browning BuckMark has a lot more to offer the end user. Again, with the paddle style safety, the cleaner trigger from the factory, the fact that the magazine pretty much shoots out all the way. It's actually a drop free, unlike the 2245. All their models come with adjustable rear sights, and pretty much everything I listed before. It's just ready to go out of the box. You don't need to upgrade. Like with most pistols, everybody opts for the extended magazine release, the extended safety, adjustable rear sights, pretty much everything that you would want on a gun to upgrade it, it comes with this. A lot of that stuff you're going to have to buy aftermarket with the 2245, except for the rail and then the extra magazine. So again, pretty much out of the box, I think this is a better value than the 2245. Again, I love the 2245. I'm not hating on it, so don't take this as the 2245 is a shitty gun. It's a great gun. I love it for what it's worth. But again, the BuckMark just seems like such a better value. And since the last one was kind of quick, I'll go ahead and give you guys a slower, better look at the gun. I'm starting, again, at first I didn't like these grips. I was thinking of changing them out. But I'm actually starting to grow onto them. It's a nice little gray accent to break up the black. It's a very comfortable grip as well. Just a very clean gun. The finish is very nice. I don't know if it's parkerized. I don't know if it's anodized. Whatever it is, it's a pretty consistent, clean finish on it. Seems like it will wear pretty well. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, it just looks like a great gun. Beautiful. As of right now, I'm pretty much in love with it, even with the gold trigger. Again, it's just a nice little accent. It looks a little gaudy if you think about adding a gold trigger, but it's not too much. It just kind of goes with the gun. Nothing outrageous, but yeah, I just want to throw that in the end of the video because missed that in the original video. So that is going to be it. So you guys have a great night.